Hello everybody, this is Alex the Titanosaur Emperor here with a very special video today. Today's video, I've just today, hit 100 subscribers, which I said probably will happen in January, this week, which I'm actually glad we got. We keep getting lots more subscribers. Thank you so much for the support. If you're just a casual watcher, you actually like my videos, you support them, you give suggestions, even if you're just subscribe just because you like my opinion on a comment. I really appreciate that. And people who actually like my content, and they really appreciate what I do. Because if you don't know, I pretty much started off when I had a channel doing, the first thing I did was Five Nights at Freddy's Let's Plays, and what was it? I did also rant videos, but I got rid of those because I'm kind of embarrassed. You know how people make their first videos and they're terrible and all that stuff. But again, today and now I do dinosaur reviews, and past year it's been kind of stable, but for the last few months I've been skyrocketing in both views and subscribers. And also I want to take the time to thank Malicious Carno Queen. You might know her as Skylittle Creations. Go check her channel out. She recently congratulated me on getting 100 subscribers and wishes for me to get to 200, and I really appreciate that. So Sky, if you're watching this, thank you so much for the congratulations, and I really hope I get to 200. And as a treat for today, I'm going to introduce you to all my sauropods here in my collection, because again, I am a sauropod nut, if you don't know my channel. So let's just get started. I might do this in two parts, but I'm going to try my best to do it in one. So here we go. This is the first one on our collection. This is actually the first dinosaur I got in my collection. This is the Diplodocus from Carnegie, the new version. I got this off Everything Dinosaur. It's probably the biggest dinosaur in my collection. I think one of the biggest, at least. It's very long. I do actually like this figure. The head sculpt's very nice. I got this back in 2016, so it's almost 2 years old since I've had this figure. And again, I'd recommend getting it, but you can't get on Everything Dinosaur since they're canceled anymore. So yeah, the next one is the Carnegie Camarasaurus. This is, if you don't know, I've already done a review of this figure, and this is my favorite Carnegie figure of all time. For a few reasons. Well, for one reason, I got this I originally got one from Drumheller from the Royal Tyrrell Museum when I went to see the dinosaur exhibits, and I think they had a Camarasaurus there. And I actually loved this figure when I was a kid. I used to play with it a lot. I didn't have many fancy dinosaurs. Most of them were cheap little Chinasaurs, but I had a few safari figures, and this was probably my prized possession. And let's move on. And I really hope Safari makes a resculpt in 2019. Now, we move on to this guy, the Invicta Diplodocus. This is actually in pretty good condition. Actually, most Invicta figures, they usually have chews, scratch marks, bite marks. They're usually in very poor condition, but this one, I got it off of from a local secondhand toy store, and they were selling it $10. It's actually a pretty good deal. So yeah. Next, we have the Safari Limited 2017 Diplodocus. You probably saw this in my unboxing I did back in 2017. It's in good condition, except one spine came off here. Again, that was like a little after I got at the tail. And this is probably a good replacement for the Carnegie Diplodocus. So it's pretty nice. Next, we have the Collecta Jobaria. I got this with when I actually started beefing up my collection. So this is was originally the tallest sauropod I had before I got the two Brachiosaurs. The Carnegie Brachiosaurus, which in my opinion is the best Brachiosaurus figure ever made, in my opinion. I like how it's craning out, it's accurate, the feet are in an accurate position. Then we get to the Schleich Brachiosaurus, the Rabachisaurus, one of the first figures I ever got in my collection. There he is. Or that off eBay. The Tacharotome, the newest member of my sauropod herd, the Tacharotome Brachiosaurus. Notice that the neck's articulated. Sometimes he just wants to, the neck wants to do what it wants. The first ever figure in my collection, the Collecta Daxia Titan. Got this one back in 2016. Probably one of my favorite of the Titanosaur of my new figures in 2017. The Safari Limit, not the Sega Toys Dinosaur King Isosaurus. I did a review of this guy, and probably my only Isosaurus figure, and the only Isosaurus figure I know of. We also got the the recently retired Schleich World History Brachiosaurus. Got that at my local toy store. The Papo-Apatosaurus. I think it's the best Apatosaurus figure ever made. It's gorgeous. I did a review of this back a while ago. I got this from Tawasin. It's near Vancouver, where there's like a shopping mall there. So they had a bunch of Papo figures for sale, so I decided to pick a couple up. The Amargasaurus from Safari Limited. You know this guy already. Did an excellent review on him. The recently retired Apatosaurus by Schleich. This is also another good Apatosaurus model. A lot of people like this model. I kind of enjoy it as well. Another reviewed figure in my collection, the Carnegie Saltosaurus. This is also a figure I used to have when I was very young, but I lost it and I was kind of really disappointed because I loved this figure as a kid. Oh, and then don't forget this little guy here, this little fella. The Safari Limited Chunosaurus. Along with the Diplodocus, these and a couple others, these were probably the first dinosaurs I got off of Everything Dinosaur when I first discovered them. That was almost 2 years ago. It's really nice. Oh, speaking of Diplodocus, we got the Rearing Diplodocus from Collecta. This is a really good figure, highly accurate. I love it in a rearing pose, kind of. And again, there's probably very few Diplodocus models in rearing pose. The only other one I know of is the Batat one, which is impossible to find. The gigantic, a very light Sega Toys Dinosaur King Seismosaurus. There's the Seismosaurus. It's long and massive. It probably rivals in size to the. It actually does rival in size to the Diplodocus by Carnegie. Got that back in summer. The Safari Limited Brachiosaurus. Probably the most recent Brachiosaurus, but I have a feeling they'll probably do a resculpt soon. This is like 10 years old, but I decided to get it. It's been inaccurate. The toes are not the right. There's not enough toes and so on and so forth. But again, the rest of it's accurate. The Sega Toys Dinosaur King Saltosaurus, another Saltosaurus in my collection. I decided to get this one. Again, I like getting the Dinosaur King figures. Some people say they're hollow. My dad keeps saying, oh, they're terrible figures. They look awful and whatnot. You're wasting money on, but I quite like them. The vinyl figures, so, yeah. The Safari Limited Nigeriosaurus. I'm actually surprised no one else has made a Nigeriosaurus lately. I know Batat had one planned as well before Dan LaRusso passed away, but I'm surprised. And also there's a little chip on there. That actually happened when I got the figure because this little part was actually loose, so it fell off. So, but I don't care really. Still a nice figure. It's in a grazing pose. The one of my Amargasaurus. Now more of my Amargasaurus. We got the Carnegie Amargasaurus. This came along with the Diplodocus and the Shunosaurus as well from my first order Everything Dinosaur. It's a great little figure. If you want an accurate sized Amargasaurus, which is pretty accurate, get this one, but I don't know why people hate it. The again, another Amargasaurus, the original Batat Amargasaurus. I got this. I know the guy. Same secondhand toy store. I got the Invicta Diplodocus from. I know the owner pretty well, so he says I could have it for free. So I was actually surprised I got this. It was even in there. The Parala Titan. This is probably the final figure of the four I got from the first order of Everything Dinosaur from Collecta. And again, a lot of people hate this figure. It shouldn't have been made at a deluxe form. I hope they retire it and make a new version. And as you can see, there's a bit of wearing down, either because of the paint, or I haven't really been playing with it much, but there's been a lot of wear on this figure. The Apatosaurus by Safari. Very nice figure. Everyone keeps falling over. Theratosaurus from Collecta. This is probably my only Australian dinosaur I have. I had a few others, but I sold them, which I kind of regret. The Schleich Jr.'s Apatosaurus. It's an okay figure, but it's a sauropod. I like it. The Favorite Co. Tambit Titanus. This is a pretty rare figure, so if you try to find it, it's quite rare. Plus, it's actually... This and the Kyoto version are the only ones I know of. Come on. Why does he keep falling? Again, you all know what this one is. You've seen a review of it. The Safari Limited 2018 Malawisaurus. Personally, my favorite sauropod figure by Safari now, probably Titanosaur figure by anyone. Just love the detail, the coloration, the accuracy. This figure is flawless. The old Carnegie Diplodocus. It's inaccurate. You probably saw it in Jurassic Park for a brief second in the background. But I got this at my local Value Village for about, $7? My Bullyland Europasaurus. The only known Europasaurus figure out there. I know Bat Hat had one planned before Dan LaRusso passed away, but I don't know where that's going to happen. It's a gorgeous little figure. Even if you want to use it as a juvenile Brachiosaurus, it's still nice. The Collecta Argentinosaurus. I'm surprised no one else has decided to make Argentinosaurus, and I'm actually kind of disappointed at this point, because everyone else has made... Oh, I forgot almost one. Might as well put it... Forgot to put one down. Yeah, I have so many sauropods, I forget about them. So the Argentinosaurus, I actually was hoping Safari would make one, but I'm still crossing my fingers Safari will make an Argentinosaurus. Or anyone. Then also we have the Collecta Ampellisaurus. This is the one I had to grab because I completely forgot about this figure. It is a very accurate, lovely detailed figure. Probably the best Ampellisaurus you can get on the market. The only other one I know of is the mini PNSO version. I might get that, but I don't know for sure. The giant Collecta Brachiosaurus. Again, I like this one. I just don't get why you have these orange streaks on his head that look like extra bumps. So good figure. The last of my Sega Toys Dinosaur King figures, the Amargasaurus from Dinosaur King. It's one of the last Amargasaurus figure I have in my collection. Very neat, just like the yellow. The Schleich 2017 Conquering the Earth Brachiosaurus. Probably my favorite figure from Schleich for 2017. And it was a sucky year for them because they were terrible. The Collecta Alamosaurus. Very neat figure. Also, we got the... I forgot. Two more here. The the Papobrachiosaurus. Another figure I got with the Apatosaurus. The Brachiosaurus from Carnegie. Got that at my local Value Village. Very cheap. What else? The Augustinia. I got this also. Very cheap. I got this at Everything Dinosaur. The Apatosaurus I got at Value Village. About $5. The Safari Limited Dinosaurs of China Mamenchisaurus. Got this for $150. I know it's a lot to pay for it, but I really wanted it. And finally, the Schleich Barapasaurus. Some people say they hate this figure because of the ugly head sculpt. I absolutely love it. It's probably the best figure Schleich's ever made. Okay, so this has been my entire sauropod herd. I hope you liked the video, and I really look forward to getting 200 subscribers. So please let me know what you think in the comments, and I will see you guys in the next video. Okay, bye.